Hello? See? The delay is. There we go. I'm hearing myself. Okay. All right. Didn't turn off the sound, didn't unmute, that sort of thing. But we're back. We're going to be doing some more stuff before I have to start my day job. So that's going to be fun. Last night we were doing a bit of coding. Went on longer than I expected, but it was somewhat fun. Getting that game, just little bits and pieces back together, little bits and pieces together in our game, slowly but surely building it out. Yeah, and today I was just thinking about what we got, what we're doing, and I was like noticing some annoying things, I suppose. And I was like, did some bit of reading, and I found some cool articles. I'll share that, and then of course, what I want to do as well today is just try and get some better graphics. Currently, it's not so great. It's very let's have a look and see how amazing our graphics is. So we're just going to run what we got so far. It's taking its sweet time. Sure, we don't have any annoying pop-ups in the chat. Okay, I don't know why it's taking so long. It should be, the same binaries that we built last night. Seems to be doing some incredible amounts of hard work right now. Skipping analyzes to speed up the build. It's like, okay, all right. So where we left off yesterday, we can have a look at what a code is. So long we added basically a menu. So let's just make this a bit smaller. Obviously, I need to totally style it, but go menu, we play our game, there's the things, and as you can tell, this looks exactly like an advanced 3D runner. We also have a lives and score now. So we died, so let's go back to main menu, let's play a new one. Here we go, we've got our guy, he's going to hit the black dot, he loses a life, he's going to lose a life, But at the same time, if we try and catch the yellow, whoops, I got a score. Oops, I dismissed the pop-up without. No, anyway, the navigation is somewhat there. That wasn't the focus. The focus was just to get something there so that we can, build some other stuff. What we did yesterday basically was collision detection and, scores and lives and, restarting the game. So let's have a quick catch up of our code. So we've got our classic game object. Basically, we have an update loop. We're going to just loop through all the sprites, update the origin of them. We renamed it from location to origin because we'll see in a second. And that's all we do. We just move the origin and we do that for everything. And then we added our collision detection. It's very simple. We've got a sprite. If it overlaps another sprite, obviously if it's an obstacle, if it's a reward, we get the thing. And we can obviously flesh this out, create more. Let's say there's different types of rewards. We could have one that gives a score. Maybe all the rewards give a score, but one of the reward is like a speed boost, or those endless runners. You get like the magnet thing that sucks the coins to you. So things like that. So we can do a bunch of things. We have our classic draw, which has been the same. Add a new sprite. We added just a basic random check. Add a random sprite, yellow dot, black dot. Obviously our reward, yeah, we're drawing a circle. What we did also add is a thing called obviously this is our origin/location, but we added this thing called a shape. And the reason this is cool is that right now, before the actual sort of like the particle was, infinitely small. So there was no real way to do collision detection. We could have used like bounding box, but what I want to do is, let's open Paint again. I'm thinking we can create like a 2.5D graphics effect. I'm going to try, and let's go to the cursor and let's just say, okay, we're going to have one of the things is going to be like, let's say we're going to have a baby bottle, right? Okay, something like that. Oh, that's terrible. Don't feed my baby. Uh, that's my baby bottle, right? This whole thing is not really the collision detection. What we actually want to do for collision is maybe just a circle over here. So if our player, let's say the blue guy, here's his foot, right? His foot is over here, right? Oh, look at that advanced graphics here. This is what we're going to be doing today. Here's his foot. It's basically, it wouldn't count because even though it's behind the bottle, it's not actually hitting the bottle. And this is great because if this bottle was an obstacle, we don't want, let's just say we had for example, uh, this draw 2.5D. Let's say we had a wall in the way, right? We were building a wall. So we got 2.5D. Oops, 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 oops. Our wall would be, I don't know, let's just say like that, right? So, where should our hit point be? Should it be over here? See, that's not part of the thing, right? You are behind the wall, so our actual detection we're going to put in is over there, so we can emulate, you know, a 3D collision detection with in front and behind by just moving the hit region, if you will. So that's basically what the shape is. Actually not, I should rather rename that. I think I might do that. Is not actually the shape of the sprite, but rather the shape of the hit detection. So maybe let's just rename this. Uh, yeah, there we go. There we go. We start off by, because I didn't really think about it and I was quite tired last night. Who knows what my names were, but here we are. Terrible long names. I'd rather have long names that are very explicit than, random stuff. All right, so there we go, like that. So we can do the overlapping collection regions that overlap that. So we don't need to worry about you know the actual image we're drawing. So each I'm going to do is see if I can try and get each individual image has basically a hitbox or a hit region as well as the actual image. So we can do, like I was looking at, let's look at some and runners. Probably Subway Surfer is going to pop up. So if we were going to emulate, let's just say, I'm not quite sure what our style is going to be. I want to try some things just to pick out our style. I haven't really decided on, you know, a style. Let's just say we look for, let's go with this one, right? This is a picture so we can see. Oops, frozen. Oh, oh my gosh, computer froze. That was scary. Um, this one. I'm thinking of something like this type of endless runner. So we'll have to see maybe some sort of isometric endless runner, which is going to help us with our, like this type of thing. Not quite. We'll have to see because um, we are working in a 2D space. So what we have to pick, we don't want to do complicated, complicated things. Let's try and find an example of what I'm trying to do. But let's just go with, I don't know, oops, let's go with this. So this yellow block may actually go behind this wall and we don't want it to collide. So this is the sort of a style I'm thinking, and we're going to put some things here. So yeah, have a regions and stuff. So we're gonna create a sprite sheets and stuff like that. So let's go. But one thing before I start, before we do graphics, I was just asking the Copilot. Now the Copilot on my phone is different to the Copilot in my browser, but I just asked the basic. Oh, I'm giving a speech. Give me some tips. I don't know what that was for, but anyway, I'm making an endless running game, and I was hoping you could help me. Is there a good algorithm or pattern or frequency? Because one thing I was noticing, and I'll show you the reason why that I actually asked that question. The algorithm or pattern or frequency to spawn your objects is the ratio of coins versus rewards versus obstacles. Um, how fast the sprites move. Should we make the sprites move faster? Can we make the game feel enjoyable but also challenging? And I thought this was like when I was looking at our game. My good, like this. If you look at the spawning options, right? Sometimes it spawns and it's random. Now, the way I solve the problem of overlapping and things like that, or creating an impossible section, like a series of uh, obstacles that we can't get past, right? If all three lanes have an obstacle, right now it's dots, it should be a fully uh, lane covering thing, is that I just have one appearing, like, I don't know, every third of a second. But the problem is we get, like, look at this one, like massive open space. And if we go back and try another one, let's see if we can. I think there's all the yellow is the rewards. It's just yellow, yellow. There's just black, black, and it's big open spaces here. So it's really, really awful. Uh, is something I would use. So what I wanted to do was basically say, okay, computer, you the or you the AI. This is the question I have. One thing I like about AI, and real value I have really sometimes, is that I can just ramble a question into the chat and it will give me something useful. So one thing on my phone is difficult. I can't share my thing. I have other chats have share a link. It'll be cool. But basically, it helped me realize that the endless runners are sort of a lie in that it's not, even though you're playing the game over and over, it's not like you're getting a bunch of, randomly generated, you beating the system every time the computer's throwing something at you, you're hopping and bumping. It's actually like what they've done, if we look at uh, gameplay, uh, see, the one on my phone is far more exciting. Controlled randomness is basically random numbers, but add rules, and then they added things here. Define templates for sections. They used the word chunks. There were segments and chunks. Again, it's not a very good reply. But basically, on my phone, I got some cool link with this guy. Let me pop this in the chat um, for us quickly, and I'll quickly pop that there. I found these two articles that really was sort of not like an eye-opening, but just sort of got my brain thinking. Is that I am no game developer, so that's why it was semi-revelational to me. Is that it's not really random. It's got like, which one is the better description? Endless runner, the history, second variation. Uh, there was more the co-pilot summarizing it. Basically, it's in sections, and then you have like a warm-up section, and this is a safe space. There's calibration going on there, but then these sort of chunks that will come along. I can't. Okay, it's very disappointing that I wasn't able to get the full chat. But basically, you would create a set of, let's say you've got an endless runner and you have a chunk. If you say, oh, I'm going to generate like 20 chunks, right? And this would be um, like, I want the coin over here, the train over here, put in the case of Subway Surfer, and a wall over there. And then you would randomize that in the sense of move the train a bit, maybe change the shape of the train, a different train, maybe use a different wall, maybe put a pole instead of a wall, instead of a barrier. Maybe the coin is there, maybe the coin is not there. That's the randomness, but you've already predefined some some content. For example, if you decide, okay, I want to create some content, let's make this a bit smaller. So you've got your 3 lanes, and you can create a path where the player has to go like that. So if we have, yeah, so this is lane 1, is lane 2, and lane 3. So we're creating a path for we want the player to run like that. So that is a design decision we make, and we can basically say, okay, we're going to put a wall here and put a wall here. But that wall exact position could be anywhere along this section, right? Because it's more about this chunk, we want the player to move in that way. Or an incentive, for example. Let's say there is no wall over here, so let's see if we can sort of erase the wall, right? So that you could go there, but we'll put a coin over here. Oops, no. So we'll put a coin over here. So it sort of gets the user to do that, and then we say, okay, this is one section. And then we create another section, let's make another one 3 lanes, and we want the user to be the runner to basically go you maybe do like this, yeah, maybe do that operation, right? So the outside in like that. So this is where maybe we'll put like put some pink, we'll put a pole here, right? And we'll put, this is the middle lane, it's totally not centered. Let's clear that up. So, right, so this is what we want the person to do. So we put a wall over there, and we think, okay, the shortcut's there, but then we would also put a wall maybe over here. Oops, select the right one. Actually, I need a, right, so the user can take this one, but again, we might put an incentive in a place. So we sort of get the user to do something we want. And this makes it challenging, but also it's a recognizable sort of, oh, I do that. And what one of the artists was saying is it's all about patterns. So you create a sort of a visual, this type of layout. The user will use memory to move around as opposed to just randomly watching and stuff. I know my brother used to be good. I think he was like #1 in the world on Subway Surfer, and then it was like, oh, I'll beat the game, don't really care. He used to play all the time, and he was not really like, oh, I'm monitoring the game to making sure where do I need to move, but rather it was like, well, it's almost like reflexes were happening, and that's only because it's a learnt patterns that were repeating with slight variations and things like that. So by defining these chunks, we can have creative code paths. Maybe we want to do something fun in a point, like maybe get them to left, right. We can create it. We can't really generate that randomly, because if it was a pure random, we would think, okay, let's do 3 random lanes, and then the robot or the machines will like generate, oh, put a wall here, and a wall there, and then of course, it's almost impossible for the player. Well, it is impossible for the player to move, and we could have some rules to say, okay, make sure they, don't go too close together. But then again, you have the problem of well, I've got to generate these rules to define proximity between objects, and also then you come into places like maybe the machine decides we need more coins, and just starts spawning coins in places which is almost you can't get. So let's just take this example, for example, and we have it there, and then you put a coin over here. You can't get that coin, so it might cause frustration for the user. So you created a situation where you've told them go get the coin, but then you also said if you try to get the coin, you would die. So that was also sort of very cool, sort of keeping the player happy and look, you're winning, but without, and as well as challenging them with it, but without trapping them. And then they get frustrated and they like get tired mentally of playing the game. And also some cool things like I saw with the, I think, was it the warm up, the calibrate, the reward, the challenges, I forget where, but rather there was like you can have a section where you decide I'm going to teach the player a new mechanism. So as well as like you can create specific segments that have no obstacles except the one that you're trying to teach them. So in the case of let's say the endless runner, we've got the 3 lanes, and we want to teach them to, for example, to crouch. We don't want to teach them to crouch by putting there's an obstacle, and then let's put the thing to crouch underneath there. They're running along, they don't know what to do at that particular situation. They've never seen it. So what you do is you create a sort of a safe zone. Just create another yellow line. Create a safe passage, and you maybe put a coin over there. You put a jumping or the ducking one here, and you could potentially have an on-screen notification, or you slow down time. You know, you do that sort of thing to say, hey, go here, and you're going to face this one challenge, but you're not distracted by the game. Like, you know, in the left-hand one, it's like, okay, you're going to die, you panic, and you forget to process, you don't observe the object. So that's all cool stuff. And I think the calibrator as well was quite exciting, because you start off slow and you see how well the player does. If they basic challenge, when they die and restart, basically you say, okay, they're not so good, so let's slow down just a tiny bit, and you get their speed. You're still going to catch up to the speed later on, right? Let's just say after playing for 1 minute, you increase the speed, so eventually they will catch up to the game speed. Obviously, you have a maximum speed or something. So yeah, this article was pretty cool. And of course rewarding, and I think I saw somewhere was like a rest point, like here, well, give players rest points. So after a number of challenges, you get a rest block after a number of challenges. So if you've done a whole bunch of zigzagging, right, we could almost have chunks have sort of a difficulty rating, and you reach like 20 difficulty, the sum of all the difficulty in this, like, okay, you've either been playing a lot of easy or you've had a lot of complicated ones. So let's just give you a couple of segments of slow down. And one of the things was rest blocks, probably do along with. Where's the one that says they mentioned something about making sure that you can even visually, audibly, or have an indicator that this is a rest spot, so they can almost calm down the player before you give them a new one by changing the sound. Maybe your I don't. It's very disappointing I don't have the articles, but basically you'll have a slight audio, so the player is running along, and you can say, okay, cool, I know, or almost like you might not know, it might be like we call it those subconscious rest sound, maybe a slower music or something. It's like, okay, cool, I can get some coins. I know there's no challenges coming. And then, let's say you want to give them a really hard challenge. You might want to beef up the music or choose a different theme. Like, let's say you're running along in your game, and then of course you go into a cave, and then it's like scary sounds or scary visuals to say, hey, a big boss is coming along. So you're going to have to sort of mentally prepare yourself for jumping and sliding. So this stuff was cool. And I was just browsing the Copilot and asking for uh, um, you know for ideas, and it definitely was a fun read. So definitely, yes, me asking Copilot for links. I don't know why the computer gives me links, but on the phone gives me a link, the computer doesn't. So let's go look at some code. Well, we saw our thing running. It was basically a live runner app, right? It looks hideous. Not just because of the menu, but this is effectively what we're doing. So let's try and make this look better. So right now we just have dots sliding across the screen. So I'm going to create a new page, sort of a debug page, let's call it, and we're going to try and get, let's say, the green background that's just sitting there. We're going to try and make it a little bit 3D or 2.5D, and maybe we can get let's ask Copilot to generate us an image. There's a new chat. No, add. Okay. Set the chat. That. I don't know. Okay. Can you generate a texture for my game that is wooden floor? Let's see. Let's see if oh, it works. So let's create a new content page, which we can do. So we're going to create a sandbox page this time, and we're going to add it to the app shell quickly. We're going to add it to the beginning just so we land there. Box and box. There we go. IntelliSense. Of course, we just want to copy the game page quickly. Let's just copy game. I probably should refactor the swiping and stuff, but we're not interested in that right now. So we've got our game, game surface. We don't rows, columns, no margin. Let's put a margin of 20 all the way around, 24. That's a cool number. And let's remove the gesture recognizers. And let's see if we're going to add the skier thingy-majiggy. There we go. And on draw game. And one thing I do want to copy from this was the timer. And this is where I think I must have some sort of timer page. Maybe I'll do that. No, later. Let's not get refactoring the demo page. There we go. We've got a timer page, and then of course when the timer ticks and the draw surface. That's all we want. Okay. Make sure all the IntelliSense are happy. Let's see those images. Oh my gosh, does that look like a texture? No, that was a fail. That was an absolute fail. Okay. Why initialize component? Wonder if it's gone ahead and done some weird Maui Zamwa stuff. We need to figure that out. Here we go. Game surface, draw game. There it is, the timer ticking. Okay, there we go. All right, so if we run this now, we should just get a game page. And Skier Sharp, even though it's a 2D graphics engine, it can do 3D things. One thing that I will mention, let's go to my cool buddy, Skier Sharp. No, there's a Nick was saying, hey, I want to do something. Yeah, like create 3D things like this. So we put camera angle now. Nick has specifically done it so it looks like a camera thing, but I believe I can get it to do what I want it to do. I need to check. Where's that picture? Here it is. Like this, by actually rotating the rectangle as we draw it. So here's a sandbox page. And now that we've got our render loop, let's just make this nice and tall. I also need to do semi-design for, phones versus desktops. So that's going to be interesting. So we can collapse all of this because it's just timer ticking. We've got a game surface, and let's do canvas dot clear, and we do escape colors, colors dot white. Computer has choked on me, so if I save this, it should go white. There we go. Okay, let's make this a bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller because we don't really need that. Make this a bit bigger. There we go. All right, right, so that's nothing. So what we're going to do is, well, let's just do canvas.draw rect, and let's do a rounded rectangle because it's going to allow us to do, here we go, let's just make x, y width height. We're going to do, make it 100, 100, make the width is 120, and the height, I don't know, 240. There we go. And the radius is going to be, I don't know, let's make it 10 and a 10. And of course, let's do paint. And let's just reuse the paint here. Now, let's see. Right, there's our rectangle. Now, I wanted to get the texture because I think the texture is going to be helpful. Let's use Photoshop's, generate texture. I don't know why I call it texture. In my mind, it's game texture. Let's see if the AI can figure it out. It's pretty simple, right? Maybe, like I was my attempts to try it. There we go. Okay. Tileable. I give me tileable textures, and we could use Photoshop to improve it. Generating. I'm classic. This is where you can leverage the internet and not a generative AI. Look at that. Seamless, even seamless. Let's just do seamless. Let's do that. And I think it's going to work. Here we go. Oh, this is what we want. Maybe let's do this. Uh, you know what? I don't think this is seamless, especially since I see a color gradient. Is it? Maybe. You know what? Let's just go with that. Can I click download? Give me the picture. Let's just do that. It's probably like a gigabyte of images. And I'm assuming it's going to be in our downloads somewhere. Oh, there it is. Nope, I've lost control of my computer. And let's just stop this. And let's add it in. Okay, we have to embed it in the image. So let's stick it in raw resources. Here we go. Can I do copy full path? There we go. Raw. There we go. And we're gonna call this floorboards. Save it as a PNG? No. Okay, floorboards did it. Done. Did it appear? There you go. Nope. Oops. Let's just go to that and rename it. Oh my goodness, I can't click JPEG. Make sure it actually loaded. Okay, cool. So as with things, this is in assets. So what we can do here is let's do an on-handler changed, and we're going to do a private sk image floorboards. Alright, this is going to be nullable, and when the handler is changing, we do floorboards version is equal to image dot from encoded data. I think is what I want. I want to pass in some sort of data, but we need to get that data by going to file system. Open app package file. Wait, write async, that override async void, And what we want to do here is going to do floor JPEG, and we do var um, are we using stream? Can I do that? There we go. So when the app is ready to go, we're going to asynchronously load the floorboards to JPEG, and we're going to load it. And then we're actually just going to do raw image, and let's just do and let's make sure if wood is not now, then we return, right? It's not, so demo site. So if the floorboards are not ready, we just quit that. And of course we want to just basically render it at 0.0 for now. All right, let's run that. So hopefully our image will appear on our screen and we can work from here. What we want to do is sort of move it down and move it a little bit at a skew. Obviously, you can manually create the stuff, but I believe the canvas supports 3D matrices. So let's see. There we go. Look at that amazingness. Obviously, it's very amazing. So what we actually want to do is maybe let's scale that image. It's 1 MB. Let me resize photos, resize image, and let's just make this 256 by 256. Save. Right, same place. So there we go. Yes. So 18 kilobytes. I need to load a massive. Let's see if it auto picks it up. Now, obviously, I want to generate or find or create floorboard textures, but in a like if we go back to Photoshop for the seamless, and I think we can choose effects. Let's go with that's quite cool. I'm not an AI guru, so I will be honest. I was getting some seriously terrible results. I was like 50 images in, and I was like, start again. I am looking for concepts. I don't know. I'm sure I saw ink here somewhere. Charcoal layered paper, paper mache, effects, fish eye, misty techniques, ink, and I saw colored ink or something. I don't know. Tune. Let's go with that. Low poly, pop art. Okay, we've gone absolutely bananas on that. Well, that generates in the back, and there we go. We got our image. So, oops, let's make it a bit more narrow for us. There's our phone. We got our image. Okay, so let's try and rotate this into a 3D scenario. So we've got our canvas. It doesn't really matter when you clear a canvas. Let's just put that in the beginning. When you clear a canvas, it doesn't matter what the scaling and rotation and stuff is. We can do rotate degrees. I wonder if this takes, yeah, this is 2D rotation. So let's just say we rotate this 45 degrees. Let's do 30 degrees. It's going to rotate from the origin point with 0, 0. So this image is going to go off the screen like that. But what we can also do to translate, and maybe we'll translate X, I don't know. What is that? 40 and 0. Oh, 20. Okay, there obviously is some mathematics there, but I want to actually create a new matrix, var matrix, and call this sk matrix 4, and we're going to matrix 44, and we're going to do create rotation degrees, and we're going to try on the x-axis, 1, 0, 0, and let's see which way the x-axis is, and let's do 45 or 30 degrees. Right, so let's cancel that. Let's save this. So this is where edit. Seeing a semicolon. My bad. Sorry, computer. So that's where 30 degrees is. Now what we want to do is you want to swap that with matrix 44. So canvas dot matrix set matrix or concat, I believe. You can do that. Okay, so x we're going to do 0, y. Oh yes, Z is the one coming out of the screen. There we go. So that's the same one. So we should not be able to see a difference between these two. Perfect. Okay. So right now we have our amazing rotation happening, but we actually want to rotate away from the camera. But I think as we saw, if we go y is 1, right, we're rotating 30 degrees down, or on the x-axis, the horizontal one, let's do that one. It's basically just squishing it because it's rotating. Orthographic is the word. Now this one is technically rotating down, and now we also want to rotate. Can I do multiple? Like that. Make this tiny bit thinner. So we obviously will do lots of experimenting here. So we rotate there, and then we want to rotate. What's that? That's the. Well, we rotate there, and then we want to rotate. What is that? That'll be the Z, right? That's what we think. Sort of like that. Now, obviously, there is. Let's just move that and start translate, and let's move it 200 by 200, just so we get this in the center. Let's make this 45. Oops. 30. Sort of like that. So if we were to basically translate the canvas, now we know the image is 256 by 256. If I go here and I make, okay, it's X, and let's make this 256. It should appear underneath like that. Make this 20 degrees like that. Said, what angle do we like? I don't like these boards. Let's make another one. Let's make this 512, and let's make this minus 256 and minus 5. Obviously, we should use like a loop or something, but there's our line. Let's just see if we can move this across for 256, which would be cool, and let's add another one. Whoop, I forget the math. Can I hover over that and give me the sum? No. Okay. Like that. Is that a cool direction to run? Let's just do canvas.scale. Scale, and let's just make it a 1.5 by 1.5. Let's just zoom in those images just so that we can see what would happen if we had bigger textures. 1.2 actually. Like, is that aesthetically pleasing? No, maybe I can actually, let's not scale that, and let's emulate, let's make a loop here, for var L is equal to minus 512, L is smaller than, or L is smaller than plus 512, smaller than or equal to, get a free run, and then L plus equals 256. So let's do that. L, let's solve that. Right, that should be the same image. Oh, okay. Well, let's just do this. 256 times 3 minus 256 times minus 3. Let's do that. So minus 3 plus 3. There we go. Now, obviously, it said we have multiple lanes. Actually, put the scale back. And let's put the scale in 0.8F, 0.8F. Check something. I think I waffled on in the beginning a bit too long. I wonder if I have a meeting coming up. Oops. I don't like meetings. They always take away from the fun. But what we also want to do is have multiple lanes. So let's do, oops, this is, let's comment that out. Let's call this our dist, or going in the distance, because, you know, and of course we're going to do lane. Okay. How do we get build errors? Did I copy that wrong? Okay. So we want to have minus 1 plus 1. Oops. And we're going to do lane. Lane in the distance. There we go, 3 lanes. So if I was to make this a tiny bit smaller, 6. Oops. That, and maybe let's make this 5, 5. Okay, and then of course we need to translate this by, let's do 5, 1, 2, down by 300. That. Is that a fun game? So your player, let's put the player in the map. Canvas dot draw circle, and let's see where 0, oops, what is the center? 0, 0, radius is going to be, say, 100, and we're going to use paint just for kicks. There we go. See, that's where our origin is. So technically, I wonder if we just scale out real far and just see what direction we're moving out. Oh yes, remember, we only translate in here. So one thing that might be useful is to actually make 0 be the bottom part. So instead of having to do a mass, oh, this is behind the camera, or we had 0 be like behind the player. 0 is the player location. So the player is always drawn at 0, 0. Let's do that. So we would actually want to make the distance, make this minus 2 maybe. Nope. Minus 5, and the distance is 2. So I wonder if we can, yeah, it's just 2. It's the 2 behind the player. And we want to translate that center position to, I don't know, where do we want the player to be? Somewhere there, right? So it doesn't matter if we flip that. Scale after translation. Because it's going to, so let's make this translate to, let's take the scale off, where 0, 0. What is the width? let's just draw that width quickly here. Do canvas.draw text. Where's the paint? Let's just move that up here for useful. And let's debug text with e.info.size and .toString. Let's do that, and we'll just draw this at x 30 by 30 and paint. Yeah, it's obsolete, or we don't care. There we go. So the width, oh, it's very bad. Text size is 25. Let's do that. The text, there we go. All right, so the height, width is 566. So if I were to quickly cancel out this, oh yes, yeah, 512. So if I were to do 566, that should put the 0 right there. So what we actually want to do is divide it into 2. Let's do that. Oh, that was embarrassing, computer. There we go, center, and then maybe let's move it to the bottom for now, and let's see the height, right? That's in a terrible place. So we could probably do some sort of math and say, hey, let's move this to a fifth, right? I don't know what the, there we go, and let's make it a height, take away, well, let's look at this, right? So var pad is equal to that, and let's just make this pad, and the height, take away the pad. There we go, like that sort of location. It is a bit of a waste of screen space, but maybe we can have, instead of having the scores at the top, let's put the scores in the screen at that angle. So let's, I don't want to just make a vertical screen when I'm trying to be creative by rotating the canvas. So creativity is there. I need to check. What time is that? 23. Oh, okay. Yes. Phew. Okay. Let's make the distance times 5. Okay, wrong way. Well, we have to do times 3. Obviously, we're going to have to pick a number. That one, and minus 10, right? Oops. 20 tiles. There we go. I don't know. Make it 15. Just check that. Yeah, let's just do 20. Right, sure, we're rendering off the screen, but Skier will make sure that, you know, rendering off the screen. Actually, let's pad divided by 2, like that. No, let's keep him a reasonable distance there. Maybe we can rotate this, make this 24. 6. I don't know what angle I like. Maybe I can make this not 45. We can make this 60. Is that fun? The distance is nice. Make this 30 and 10. It's just thin it. And obviously maybe our lanes will be wider. Let's reduce the scaling or increase the scaling. Make that 3. Seems it's quite a, I suppose one of the benefits of having, if we have a high thing, you might not be able to see it. That's one downside. Oh, it's isometric. We'll always be able to see things. And we can make sure that we'll figure out. Right, we can't plan for the Let's make this 50, sort of like that. Top down scrolling. Let's go with that. Now to animate the this sort of thing, just so it can help us think. Let's create a new private float offset is equal to 0. Can we do that? Save that. Okay, and then of course we can do on timer tick. We need to have, where's the game page? We had like a ticker here. Let's just do it now. Offset plus equals, I don't know, 10. Just move it 10 pixels, and then we do underscore offset is equal to underscore offset modulus, I don't know, 256. So that we move the tile. Instead of having to scroll thousands of tiles, we scroll and we sort of keep looping the tiles. So I'll just draw the text here as underscore offset.toString. Don't know if it would be possible to see that. There we go. Should never go past it. So let's do that. And then we need to also, we're never going to move the dot. So we want to save. I canvas.save here. And then canvas.restore. The reason we want that is that we save it and we're going to do canvas.translate, and I think it's the Y. Let's see. Right now I'm going to see. There we go. Look at that. So we're given the illusion of moving. We have got 3D matrices doing stuff, but we actually just drawing an image in the same spot. In fact, you can see this. Let's make this minus 20. See the cool vibes happening. Minus 10. There we go. Like that, right? So I mean, this is even a cool style. We could potentially let's see what this looks like in landscape. Okay, it looks hideous in landscape, but we could force the player to always play portrait. I mean, what would this look like in landscape? All right, can we just 46? I mean, that's pretty cool too. I mean, we could do some advanced maths or something. I say advanced maths, but we could detect it with landscape user. Basically, instead of using this angle, and then of course you rotate, the angle is now the other way. So that is the option. So let's keep it like that for now. Just makes it cool. Wonder if we can do, you know, yeah. Okay. Let's do bar idx is equal to 0, and we do idx plus plus, and then yeah. So if idx is equal to 0, right? If this is the first image, I want to try something just quickly and do opacity. How do we do opacity? Paint dot alf. No. Oh my gosh. I have to draw an image transparent. There is something as filter, color filter, image filter. Dot blur. Oh, let's quickly check a blur. Just for fun. And let's do 5,5. Let's see. Let's have a quick look at that. Ho-hoy! Look at us being cool. filter. We don't want a blur, we want uh, oh, we could even draw whatever this matrix offset. Look at these cool image filters. Oh my gosh, there's so many features here. Um, oh, this wonder. Can we do tile? Wonder if I'm to figure out. I wonder if we can draw. Instead of drawing hundreds of images, we draw using the image filter. What other filters do we have? Paint dot filter. Let's try that image filter quickly. Let's cut that. And a cool thing, if I comment this whole block out, we can do dot draw rec, and this we worked out our numbers here. For start as far as 10, for end is equal to just start, just end, of course lane start, lane end, lane end. Right, so that's our coordinates. We can use that in here actually, and then we draw a rectangle by new skrect, right? And because skrect constructor takes this, so let's just do x, lane start, lane end, just start, just end. I wonder if I'm using the coordinates wrong. Let's just move this here. Rect. And we want to draw paint. Right, so theoretically we can use this as, see what that does. Yeah. A tile. Is this the tile? That one, right? I'm gonna go crazy. Source. New is correct. Oh, correct. Let's make this new is correct dot create. And this is just going to be 256 by 256. I believe that is what I'm supposed to do. What does the comment say, Bob, over this? Is there code? No, nothing. Let's do this. Move that over here. Let's move this rect over there. Wonder. Okay, I need to play with that. There's something a way to draw. You just draw a shape and SketchUp will do all the work for you. But let's go back to old school code where we do it manually. Let's keep that. But that was a fun tangent, a bit of a waste of time, but it is what we do on this channel. We play around and we experiment, because if we don't, we end up Okay, distance lane end, lane start, and of course maybe we should do all of these ones. Put it running a bit slow. Extract extract constant, local constant for all occurrences. Something is consuming all of my GPU or CPU. Let's just have a look and see what it is. I wonder if it's our game. And let's just call it V R size. There we go. Just want to quickly check to see. I just close its browser and task manager itself. No? Let's just close, but I keep Photoshop, we might be using it. Edge, which one is using all the memory? Give me the secret source. Thousands of them. GPU process. I wonder if it's just the streaming. Okay, whatever, we're just gonna have to deal with the sadly slow. There we go. So we've got our walking wall, and I was gonna make the first one go transparent, so it looks like it's fading in. But we're going to probably need to do a gradient fade. We don't want to, well, we potentially can just draw a white rectangle in the end, but for now, let's just do that, right? So there's our distance. Let's just make it, I mean, do we like the effect of the fact that, I always like this, move this Y, pad 5, let's make this 4. Skip it like that. That's where our game is. We're going to speed this up a tiny bit. Let's make it 30. Very jumpy. There we go. So we were going to swipe. Well, actually, if we look at our cursor here, it's in the middle of the lane. So what we might want to do is actually also where's the translate? Here we go. We want to keep 0, 0 where the player is, and we want to translate the background. So there we go. Look at that. So that's our game. And let's say we want to put in, well, see, if we look at our player at 0, 0, so this is very cool now. So if let's say we want to put another thing. Let's just put paint.color is colors.red, right? Something hideous and terrible in front of us. We're going to make it y is the further away. So if I get this thing, we're going to make this minus, then make it 256, the next tile up, right in front of the player, right? So there we have it. Let's make it 1024. So like 4 tiles away. So if we were to do things like hopping and running, so we can do that, right? That's cool. The trick is now when we're going to create, let's just create baby bottle. Let's do that. There you go. Oh my goodness. No, 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 no. That is hideous and frankly disturbing. Um, but I do know, uh, let's go to Copilot and then it's on my phone. Low poly uh, isometric uh, baby and you generate a, you just use photo. You know what? I'm see Photoshop sometimes just give me random stuff. We go from take off cartoon, take off pop art, and just do low poly baby bottle. And do we? Yeah. Who knows? You know, I'm no science guru. Let's see if we get a better one. Let's go into this mode. Give us something. Look at that. This is okay. This one is somewhat cool. Let's go with that for now. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's too complicated. But let's uh, baby bottle with a blank background. There you go. This is where AI is pretty fun. You know, give me this, give me that. But also then it's going to give me something horrendous now. Okay, I actually like that. I don't know what the sugar block says. The baby's going to consume vast amounts of sugar or something. This one is very arty style, but yeah, I'm not into that right now. Let's just do. I saved that. We download that. So let's open. We're going to quickly Photoshop the background gone. Um, I am no Photoshop guru, so but I do know there's a selector. Is that the one? Oh, I think I can do that. Remove background. There we go. Then it's going to open into a mode. I know there's probably Photoshop people out there that's like, Matthew, you have abused the trust. Oh my goodness, that has exploded more than I could possibly imagine. What is going on? Cursor has gone, lost control. I think it's the beta version of Photoshop is doing weird selection stuff. That was a beautiful image, just deselect. Let's try again. Touch the screen. Sometimes touching the screen, I wonder if it gets. There we go. Can I? How do I? That's all right. I click here, and then it's going to go into edit the mask mode. There we go. See what I want. So we removed our background, but I believe if I scratch that, it's going to keep it. I want to subtract that, so we're going to scratch that. There we go. Let the AI do the work. Okay, we're going to get rid of that. Can I? Just zoom this quickly. Oh, lost control of zoom. Um, oh my gosh. Can't control A in that box. Can't delete in that box. Okay, here we go. And let's see what there is. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I feel like someone's gonna teach me. She's gonna school me. There we go. Perfect. There's a bit of stuff there actually. Let's quickly go back there. Show edge. Oh, there we go. Let's make it more transparent. There we go. we are basically saying go away, and we're going to just scratch that. Let's make this size a little bit bigger just so that we can just drag over everything here. Oh, 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 oh. I broke it now. Minus, make it smaller. Let's zoom this to 150. And let's quickly, come on AI. Oh dear, broken it, let's cancel that. Let's start that again. What I want to do was remove a tiny little patch. There we go. Let's just do it. I don't know why it's very actually just scary. That. I think that's it. Okay. Perfect. For now, that will do. So we can basically say, okay, what size is this? 1024 by 1024. So let's make this 100%. And let's just, oh, there's another one. Let's just crop to this size, just so you can remove all the nonsense. And we do image, we crop. And then, of course, we can do image, we do canvas size, and let's do, let's go back to 1024 by 1024. We can't really, but that's fine. Let's see what happens when we try and put this into the game. It doesn't have to be the export and that thing's still chugging along there. I'm going to have to stop this because I can't add images dynamically. And we're going to do this. Let's just see, for example, what it looks like. This into load. I'll do it myself. SK image, load image asset, and we're going to do string name. There we go. Paste that. Stream name async task. Okay, and we're going to return stream. Okay, there we go. Private static. What is that? Why is that giving us? I don't like that. But what I'll do is we're gonna have some sort of horrors drawboards, and we're gonna do bottle, and we're gonna do bottle.png, and await, of course. There we go. Save that. Successfully applied. Then we want to draw the bottle in this location. Yeah. Bottle is going to draw the top left coordinates. So what we probably want to do instead of this, we're going to do a translate. Now, for example, the bottle, we're going to make it so that when you draw 0, 0, it's like somewhere in the middle there, right? So drawing the bottle at a coordinate is going to effectively what do I want to say? Effectively, be in the right place when you draw it at 0, 0. So in this particular instance, actually, let me just resize this image. Let's do image size, and let's just actually, can we crop this closer? Can we use the technologies at hand? Here we go, crop tool. We want to do ratio, whatever that is. Nope, I don't like that. Width, height, resolution. I don't know what's happening. There we go. Oh, is it snapping to image? Oh my gosh, that's cool. Okay. I suppose this is why you pay the big bucks for this product. So let's just file export again. No. Now we want to transform this into a cool image size. Well, if we know, let's go back to the floorboards are 256 by 256. So for this to fit nicely on the thing, we want to also canvas size this, the width. The height doesn't matter, but our width is going to be in pixels. We want to lock it, yes. And 256, right? Let's go 256. That's should perfectly fit the tile. Then of course we can export this. Export quickly, and we're going to get that bottle again, right? So it should be the perfect size. So like we would design our game so that it's all relative to a tile size. We don't have to do any complicated math about laying out things. Oh my goodness, can I load? Value cannot be now image. Okay. Value cannot be now. Bottle.png. Most certainly bottle was there. Oh, I need to do now. Okay, bottle now. There we go. Let's try that again. Oh, okay. There we go. Right. So our bottle is technically in a horrible place. Oh, clearly our game is designed for that. Oh yes, what did I say? I said wide words earlier. The coordinates are 0, 0 is the top left. So let's just keep it there. We want to do is canvas.translate. Now we want to translate minus bottle dot width over 2, and well, actually, what is this coordinate? I don't know how to check that. What I do is I open in Paint. So somehow we're going to have big measure this, right? So if this is the supposed end. What is the height of that? 78, 79, 80. This says 80. So we want 80 from the bottom and the center of the image. So whatever, let's just do that. We know that for now. So the width divided 2f and minus bottle dot height, take away 80. Oh, minus 80, right? Oh, why did I do minus? I'm going to go up. I'm drawing that 0, 0. Let's quickly cancel this. confusing matrices. There we go. So that is not correct. Cancel that. Let's just see. Bottle at 0, 0. Where is our bottle? Bottle has vanished. Let me just quickly see what has happened. There. So we're drawing a circle at 0, 0. That's where the black dot is, right? Why is that there? Back and see. Did I just copy that for no apparent reason? Yeah. Okay. Well, that was totally my bad. There we go. Okay. So right now, the top left of the image should be on the center of the black dot. There we go. All right. So there we go. We have officially done less stupid things. And if I make that 0, it should be centered there. Okay. And then I add this back. So we want to go up the bottle height plus 80. I think that's the direction. There we go. Perfectly on the dot. Okay. So now this is where things get a bit wacky. When you add the sloping in, oops, it's going to stretch the bottle. It's still in the right place, but we've stretched the bottle. So what we actually want to do, we may have to, this is not going to work because let's just put it into braces here so that we can see where the save is. And then of course we restore. We put save in the braces. Let's do that so that we can see. Here's a chunk, and a restore over here. So almost like scoping. There we go. Right? Yes, this works amazingly because it's in the exact position we wanted, right? So that's what we want. But the trick is, as soon as we leave the center, so if I do X to 4, it's going to move there. So what we also want to do is actually just quickly create a new matrix over here. Or matrix is equal to sk matrix 44 dot concat. Then what we're going to do is we're going to this is what we want. Yes, create a new matrix for that, and then we just concat 1. But what we want to do now is move the position map point ISO bottle, and we draw an ISO bottle. What did I do wrong? Did I mix around my matrices? There we go. Look at that. So we can effectively move our point here. Like, oh, well, let's say you want to be, 512 or 2 blocks away. There's 1, 2, and if we quickly just take off the offset, so we can see what it is. Oh my goodness. I have a, where's offset? That. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. So let's just quickly see. Oh, Matthew. There we go. Size plus underscore offset. There we go. There. All right. So right now that's a single block away. So if we take off offset, we go, and of course we make it 256. That's the next block over. There we go. So we now can use to move the bottle. If we want to spawn the bottle, we can move the bottle around. Let's move it back to 1024 for now. But effectively, the bottle is moving in isometric 3D space. Now we will have to change our game a bit because right now the game is time-based, so everything is moving at pixels per second. But what we want to do is, well, I suppose pixels per second is distance, so maybe it's not so bad. And then of course it's some sort of formula we would have to move the bottle. I feel like let's just quickly animate that and see if it offset plus equals also 30. And then of course for this though, we want to do water offset, and we want to do some serious what is our distance? So we've got how many tiles do we want to animate this? So our tile is 256, and we want to animate, I don't know, 10 tiles. I think we have to do plus. So the way plus works is, that, oops, that's what we want. The bottle's going to move in the wrong direction. Oh. Yes, we should be starting with positive numbers, right? So we start at 0 over there and we move away. So what we actually want to do is minus. It's going to move in the opposite direction now. There we go. That's not what we want. So plus is moving down, so off the screen. So that's what we want, but we want to that. There we go. Let's quickly cancel. And where's that offset? Make sure they are lining up with the tiles. They are. bottle offset, and we want to minus 10 tiles. 3, 5, 6 times 10. So you want to start. We'll have to do some sort of, there we go. That one seems to be moving on a seam, but at least it's sticking. Let's just quickly. There you see, look at the bottle, right? That's perfect. So if I'm going to move this, if I just take 30 and 30, I wonder if that's our problem. The whole thing is moving. Why, when I, there we go. Oh, is it every time it's looping, is it slowly moving along? Maybe it's just because, let's just set this back to, wonder if before I had, there we go, right, 0, 0. Does seem to be sliding a bit, maybe. There we go. Okay. So let's get rid of this paint nonsense. Okay, now we want to draw a player. Can we take this and say AI, generate me a player based on this? Where was that? Window, view, file. Generative AI workspace. Now I saw it. Whoa, computer's running even slower. No. Generative AI. Where was you? Where was you at? Things have gone chaotic. Let's just stop the animation so that we can maybe try and free up a cycle or two. Let's close this paint, close this paint. Forget how the generative AI where was the one thing I do know. Right, save this. Oh, actually no, I don't want to save it. I want to cancel this. Close this, right? No. There it is. What was that? The thing that popped in the back. I want that. Like a welcome page. Then I believe I can now go to generative works. What is this thing called, right? This thing, like this, is this the Photoshop? Welcome to the shopping of photos. Oh, we'll close and reopen as long as we need to. I know generative workspace, I know I got it somewhere. But alas, um, then we want to go here and wait, no, this thing was useless, right? You want that one. So let's do reference and style reference. Like seriously, this is a cooler bottle. And oh my gosh. I don't know. Let's go straight to Copilot. Let's give up on that. And now a what is this? Man running. Let's see. It's probably going to be so amazing. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to be like, wow, we have never experienced something so amazing before. Oh, it's going to generate. Oh my gosh. There goes the and running with the blank background. There goes AI for me. I gave it a hype and said it's going to be amazing, and it just chokes and dies. Uh, and running from camera. Now, obviously, we're going to have to generate sprites for multiple frames, but that is something that I am probably not. Oh, okay. Look at that. I appreciate the quality I'm getting out of this. Generative AI, you can eat a banana. Open that file again. We do the same thing. We're gonna remove the background, clip it and trim it. Now this one, the bottle we might want to shrink a bit, to be honest, because it's quite large. Thank you for informing me that even more amazingness awaits. Can I quick magic wand tool? That guy. Can I drag it? This one. Shift. I don't know if I like this. Selection brush. I want this guy. AI. Deselect. Move background. AI failed me. Oh, well, that's exactly what I want. Thank you, computer. Let's go again. We're going to crop and trim this. This is slightly more difficult, although we're going to assume that this area represents the tile size. So the bottle happens to be a perfect circle, which is the same tile size. So even though we're going to, and of course, I forgot, we've got this amazing crop. Can we snap? There we go. Oh my gosh, I am appreciating. Oops, I have definitely going to say that working on a laptop with a touchpad trying to get semi-precision. And the one thing I will say is a bit stupid that I'm dragging my cursor, but the image is also moving. It's somewhat weird. Just, crop. But hey, I am no Photoshop guru. I'm sorry for the people that use it and love it. So that is the size. We're going to generate, what's the size of this now? It's 500. So let's quickly work out what scale do we need to be in order to be 256. It's basically just I need to step away from the computer for a second. Just hang on there. I'll put some cool music on. I'll be back. Stay hydrated. So here's our guy. I'm going to assume that the 256 by 256 region is going to be there. Well, actually, it's off the screen, right? Because it's an angle, it's a bit hard to say, but like that. Width, height, 3. Not the width. Let's export him, see how big he is, and see how he feels. We probably want to shrink the bottle to like half a tile. Um, Player. Let's just go with that. Okay, so we've got our player there, the PNG. We're going to do player. We're going to load player, and we're just going to render player. We're going to render player like that. Okay, so we've got our canvas thing, majiggy, and here we're drawing our bottle. But what we want to do is also, yeah. So let's just quickly stick that in here. We're going to do canvas.save, canvas.restore. I mean, technically, we can use this using new SK auto save canvas restore canvas relieve. I can do that. There we go. So I hope this is not like an expensive looking class, but rather just as it is a class. This probably should have been a struct. I may make a struct now that I think about it, but basically it's allows us to not have to do save and restore, and if any problems happen, the usings will make sure that obviously if an exception happens, no, it's gonna. Why do I have a double though? Well, that's because I was drawing the player, but the player is obviously not. We don't need that now anymore. We have advanced, right? We've got. Let's just make comment. Draw tiles. We're gonna draw bottle. So we can technically copy this, and we want to put the player on top of everything, which is going to be interesting because we need to draw behind and in front, but luckily it's isometric. It might make life a bit easier. Okay, let's just make this scale to a nice size. State in 3D space. Draw the floor tile, draw the bottle. and just rename this to ISO and ISO. Oops. ISO, there we go. And we don't want to do bottle, we want to do, obviously this will be 0, because this is the player. And we're going to do player width, player height, and let's just draw that player. Let's run that. Now, I think after, oops, I hit F6, it's probably just going to build. After this, we might have to take a pause. We can come back and integrate this logic here into the game. And maybe offline I'll try and see if I can create better assets for like the floor. But let's see what we can do. We're running out of time as per usual. Work is coming up on me, and let me just check to make sure everything's still good on the stream. There we go. Look at that. Hearing myself. Yeah. So I had this idea to use the 3D thing, but I wasn't quite sure how well it was going to work. It seems to work pretty nicely. We obviously, in order to do this stuff, maybe I'll see if I can find a way to, I don't know, maybe I'll just use Fiverr or something and ask someone to generate the AI for me, like the spreadsheets. I mean, maybe there might be someone out there that's done it. I don't know. Oh, it's taking forever to build. I'm going to cancel it and just run the build. I think it's trying to build like Android or something, or Linux, iOS, who knows. But yeah, I mean that's for me the hardest part of anything, and this might avoid UI is styling, but the hardest of all the hardest part is like, generating nice assets. Okay, I really need to fix the logic. Okay, so we don't need that. Let's see why. Let's just make this comment this out actually. Okay, let's see. Right, the man seems quite large. I mean, if I want to move him, actually, let's do, well, that actually, let's just quickly draw dot with the center is draw circle, and I want to do this at 0 0, and the radius is just going to be 10. Just a quick oops, what? No. There we go, there's a little dot. So currently with 0 0, that is the bounds of, yeah, okay, this is probably going to get a bit offset. Let's just work out where we want our centerpiece to be. I mean, this is probably where we should have done it. Is there X, Y coordinates here? No. Let's go to our trusty player, and I may do the same thing for the bottle as well. What we said it was 80 from the bottom. So our bottle, to make it look nice, our size was 256. We need to obviously put this 256, right? So 256, 256 EV, 128, and the bottle height was, let's get exactly where we want it. Open with paint. We were, our center is going to be somewhere here. Let's just measure it and say, okay, like 128 and 48, right? Oh, no, did I do a dumb thing? 416. Right, so, right, it's probably supposed to be minus. Move it there and move it there. There we go. And this dude, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to zoom in a bit and we want to put the center over here. Where is this? Actually, can I draw a line and see, does it, this is where his toes at, and that. Any numbers we can go? We should probably use some sort of measuring. So here, right? Assuming this is his line of running, 270, 621, 270, 620, 270, 620. I was looking at the coordinates in this thing over here, and I hover over, and there's the cursor. So I want to put him. Let's see if I can find him again to make sure. Over his center of mass, I suppose, what we want. So if we're going to do the center of mass, it's over here, right? $300 by 600. There we go. So minus 300 minus 600. Let's see if our players. There we go. Our players over it. And yeah, I mean, what I might do is I can maybe how much do I have to scale? And I'm going to scale this to 0.8f, 0.8f. And the nice thing about scaling in, I think it's here sharp, is that it's scale first, right? Scale on the center and then translate the areas. There we go. Oh, it's drifting. Okay. Scaling and translating stuff is actually cheap. It doesn't actually transform the image, it transforms the matrix for the next set of operations. I'll figure out how to scale, like almost, well, big bottles are cool. Okay. Yeah. We might want to have some sort of gap to avoid it. Why? Let's have a look at that scale again. Right, it's moving correctly. It's correct. It's doing much smaller, more than 5. Why is it drifting at a slower rate? It's getting to the right point. There we go. Maybe this guy. It's also scaling. Is it matter if I scale it different? Right, that will. Yeah. So we want to scale beforehand, and again we want to. What I might do, I can actually just scale all of this, right? There we go. Everything's half the size. But we don't want that for now. We just want to do, and let's make this, make it 7, 0.7. Make it a bit bigger. There we go. Like, that's pretty fun. What if I can make it 0.4? There we go. That even matters. noticing a pattern. There we go. I need to think about, yeah, I suppose, right? I've got a matrix that I'm doing operations on, but I'm also applying the scale first. So I need to do that. So that's what I want. I can probably create a new one. Spray matrix, and we're going to do matrix, and we're going to need to do a one. Oops, come on. That's where this. Actually, no, I need to have different scale. And instead of trying to be clever here, this times it by 2. There we go. Okay, so let's do for scale is equal to 2f divided by scale, and this would be 1 over scale, comma 1 over scale. And the same thing will happen to scale is, nope, 0.5. 5f, so times it by, or divided by, and then there we go, like that. 0.7, and of course, because it's 0, 0, whatever, we can just do one scale. Yes, like that. There we go. So this is things, and obviously we can create like coins and obstacles. Like let's check what the AI does. One more thing, let's do. Can you create a low quality poly background, isometric? Let's see what the next one is. Maybe we can get another image. So we want to do this, and not a man running away from the camera. We want to do, I don't know, what should we put in the way? See, there's, oh, that's another one. That's pretty cool. Dirty diaper. I do know Bing does not like me doing that. It tells me like it's a bad image. Dirty diapers are just absolutely horrendous. Maybe there's some sort of weird psycho fetish around that. Probably dirty, but like dirty laundry, dirty baby laundry. I don't know. And obviously in the game it's going to be hopping over these things. We also might put a wall in the way or something that he can't. He has to run around. I think the internet has exploded. Not my internet, but Microsoft internet. Maybe try that again. Ah, dirty laundry. Maybe it doesn't like the. Create isometric. Uh, Pile of, maybe the word dirty. It's like, oh my gosh, you know. I wonder if I can generate with just diapers, right? That's a very cute. There we go. Yeah. So I think the word dirty is like not what I'm wanting. I want like poop in the thing, or that's quite interesting. I like that. I have been quite enjoying the aesthetic of this. Like I could make a game purely based on this. Like I think I should do that. Oh, I have a meeting starting in 5 minutes. So what I'm gonna have to do is keep this for next time. But I think what we got here is pretty fun. Um, yeah, it's isometric. We've got cool vibes. I'm probably gonna maybe generate some floor tiles or something, and just think. And next time we can integrate this logic into our game. We can make a whole game basically amazing, and no need for 3D and using 3D game engines. All right, so I have to leave it there. Unfortunately, I have a job that pays the bills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you folks for now, and I'll see you. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for coming.